Look at this, dude. Imagine. Straight off the edge. Crazy, man. How we doing, folks? Welcome back to the channel. We are out here in the beautiful west side of Los Angeles today. Perfect sunny day, about 75 degrees. Today we're checking out PCH. They just reopened PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, 4 days ago. Today's Tuesday. They opened it on Friday to all general public, all traffic. Since January, they closed the road back in January due to the wildfires. Now it's open, so we're gonna go check it out. Of course, hicksfam.com. I'm giving away e-bikes similar to the one I'm riding today, except much better, top of the line. All the details are over there. It's a top link in the description if you want to get involved. Other than that, it's a beautiful day. That's it. Let's hit the road. Alrighty, folks, out here on a beautiful west side. Man, it's a nice day. It is actually perfect weather out here. It's typically perfect weather out here. Today is no exception, and this is usually the perfect curb hop to send into the street to start the day. Gonna have to skip on it today, unfortunately. See, we can kind of hit the opposite side. Switch side is actually perfect. Got mom styling in the VW. Nice, dude. What's up, bro? All right, are we clear? Ready for takeoff on the Surron. Dang, bro, this bike actually jumps so good. This is the closest thing to an electric BMX I think we're gonna get. There are actually some electric BMX bikes, but I think they're, for the most part, just not very good yet. That may change in the future, but as of right now, I'm not too crazy about any of them. This one, this bike, is the closest thing that I think there is to like an electrified BMX. It's not too heavy, it's pretty heavy. It's about the weight of like 6 BMX bikes. So maybe 5, you know, say 5, 25 times 5, something like that. So is it as flickable and playful as actual BMX? Absolutely not. Anyways, this bike I'm on today, primarily because my e-ride wasn't charged. So we're back on the Lipey, but I enjoy this bike a lot, so it's all good. Anywho, we gotta get through. First step of today is get down to PCH. That is a challenge in its own. The last few times I've come out and ridden through Santa Monica, the police, they stopped me twice. Yeah, so that happened. I don't really feel like getting stopped today, but I feel like it may be inevitable once we get down there. I don't know which way I'm gonna take either right now. We're gonna maybe take the scenic route, I don't know. All right, quick summary for those of you who, if you're out of the loop as to why PCH reopening is a big deal, let me quickly explain. There were gigantic wildfires in January out here in LA, and they shut down PCH. That's been a big deal for, you know, people who have to take PCH to commute. Let's see, which way should we actually go? We're on the boardwalk right now. This is gonna take forever to go this way. That's actually super chill. Dang, it's actually a nice day out here at the beach. So anyways, oh, it's a dog in a wheelchair thing. That is amazing. All right, let's speed it up a little bit. Bro, the Waymo, the Waymo swerved out of the way for me. Honestly, I didn't even hear that thing coming. EVs, dude. The secret horror of EVs is that they're silent. That's like the thing that people like about them when you're driving it, but it's terrifying to be someone who's also sharing the road with one because you can't hear them coming. Prime example right there. Good thing that, bro, that EV driver, the driverless car, the Waymo with no driver in it, I feel like handled that better than an actual driver would have. I'm not even joking. So of course, like this entire, everything you see in front of me, like that whole, all that area right there, a lot of it was actually on fire, like straight up burning, right? And they closed PCH, which is like one of the most popular roads in all of LA. It goes all the way up the coast. You could take it straight up to like San Francisco, I think, basically. And it's been closed. This part has been open for a while. Further down is the part that's closed, or was closed, and that we're gonna go check out today. We should be able to see some of the aftermath that hasn't been swept up yet too, because I never came out here when the fires were happening. This whole section got sealed off so tight, so quick before I had a chance to even come check it out. So this will actually be my first time coming to see it as well. Now beyond that, bro, I could probably go up these if I needed to. I don't know if I need to yet though. It's simply just a beautiful day. You know, it's perfect weather. It's a Tuesday. Yesterday was Memorial Day, so everybody's like hungover. The beach is basically empty. So I figured this would be a better day. I waited past the weekend and yesterday to come today. I figured it'd be a little bit more chill. We're gonna try and talk. I don't know if the National Guard is still out here. I believe they are, or the Coast Guard or something. I don't know exactly. I honestly don't know what we're gonna be like riding into. So you guys are gonna see along with me as we go down this road. This is PCH. To pass where it closed, we're gonna see some of the damage from the fire that I haven't seen yet with my own 2 eyes. And hopefully we're gonna be able to talk to some people, ask how it's been over here, you know, ask if they've had any problems with people trying to get back here before they reopened it, etc. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire agenda. So I took probably the worst way I could have. I should have came down here. This big famous road, the GTA 5 road, that's what I call it. It's got a name, but I just call it that because I don't know the actual name of it. that sort of puts us in a way better spot than the way that I just came, which is probably the worst way I could have came. I really don't even know where I'm at. I don't ride over here too much, and by too much I mean like literally never. Oh, go around through the sand. Oh, we got to do a faux pas, folks. We got to bike path it on the surron. There's like literally nobody out here today though, so we should be fine. Ironically, I have a higher chance of getting messed with by the police or the, you know, the beach cops, whatever they're called, by doing this than I am going down PCH. It's kind of ironic, but we kind of have to utilize this to get to where we got to go. The best thing we can do is stay out of people's way, go slow. I mean, I knew the beach would be empty, but I'm kind of shocked at how few people there are today. It's the day after Memorial Day. I think that some people would take the day off too. I mean, there's nobody out here. Like, it's empty. There's barely any people out here. Kind of wild. I wasn't expecting it to be this. I'm not complaining, especially because I have to do this right now. But you know, I thought there'd be a little bit more action, but you know, I'm fine with this. All right, we're getting up to where the closures previously were. Last time I came out here, everything past this point right here was closed, and I'm not sure how it's looking going that way. I don't know. We're gonna check this out right here. This is a pretty cool LA gem. It's an underground tunnel that goes under PCH. As you can see, it's very dark. It's actually spooky levels of dark. Watch out for this blind turn. We gotta do some stair climbing to get out of here. Whew. Okay, is this way still closed down?
You're good here.
Okay, thanks. Previously, this entire road was closed down, and you had to, as far as I remember, you couldn't even take your vehicle through here. You had to get on like a shuttle, and they would take you through to wherever you live. I mean, there's not really much damage here. It looks like there's none at all, really. Maybe we'll come back here after. I don't think that there's much for us to see. We could probably try and get in some neighborhoods back there, but I doubt we're gonna make it anywhere remotely interesting other than neighborhoods. So stick to my original plan of just crushing down PCH at first. Then maybe we'll double back here after and see what's going on. But if I had to guess, we're probably still going to see a lot of, you know, work being done. Stuff like that. PCH, notoriously sketch road for riding bikes on. Surron's no different. Looks like I have a closed lane, at least for now, so that's helpful, but for how long, I guess we'll find out. So yesterday I was watching videos, dude, of people, like I was reliving the entire event, and I was watching videos of people who were here the day that it started, like who were actually up there in the mountains, like filming it. So much, it was insane watching that. You know, after the night itself, dude, I remember I was scared, bro. I remember waking up thinking that my neighborhood might be on fire. Like straight up, I believe that that was a legit possibility. I think most people that lived in LA did. That's kind of how it felt. The winds were so crazy, fires were starting like all over the place, and it felt like a fire could spring up, you know, where you live. We're gonna use this closed shoulder for as long as we can to avoid being, you know, where cars are. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt. But yeah, I don't know if you can really tell. A lot of this was charred. I'll try and punch in right there. You can see there's some, you know, burnt trees. This is, imagine the night of, bro, this entire hillside raging on fire. Obviously we've had some rain and stuff since then, so it's starting to look a little better. You know, it's actually starting to get some green back, which is really nice. But one of my favorite videos that I saw of the, well, I don't want to say favorite, but one of the best was a guy who, he's actually a channel I watch often. He has these long videos, they're like 3-4 hours long, where he puts a camera on the dashboard of his car and he just silently drives around, you know, and it's like 4K driving footage, basically, no dialogue. He just like drives around in nice places, and it's like a long video of that, right? And he came out here the day the fires broke out. It was just such a weird break from his normal content, you know. I thought it was, I don't know if hilarious is the right word, but definitely unorthodox and interesting to see him driving up into the fires if it was one of his normal relaxing videos, you know. So anywho, all right, it's gonna get a little trickier here. We're gonna have to keep up with traffic a little bit just for this next stretch. That road to the right was one of the main ones where the first videos the day of, people were like getting out of their car and getting out on foot. running down the road, just trying to escape the fire. Crazy. 25-mile-per-hour speed limit is what this sign says. That doesn't really seem like it's the case. Anyway, starting off here, you can just see a lot of the hillside straight up burned down. We're gonna try and stop right here and just get a peek. This was a trailer park that this used to be when I came out here on bike rides. This was where I would mark my turnaround point. A lot of people have come in here. Obviously, we're not gonna go any further than here, but I mean, you know, take a look, everything's burnt. We got quite a ways to go before we get to where I actually wanna be. And there's really no other way to do it than to tank PCH and just, you know. I wonder if that guy thought I was about to dive into traffic. I don't know, stupid. This is the closest thing you get to a closed lane out here. Obviously, riding a bike here is like one of the most insane things you can do is riding down PCH, but people do it all the time. Some people love it. I don't, for obvious reasons. Prime example, dude honking at us. This lane is closed, but we're making it work. It's better to be in this closed lane than be in the traffic. A lot of CHP, a lot of motorcycle cops. We're about to have to charge through again. We're gonna wait for traffic right here. I mean, there's still endless, you know, people working on the roads and stuff, working on clearing debris. That's more what we're gonna see when we keep going down this way. But traffic is gonna actually be a nightmare as we go along. We're gonna have to play it by ear. More routes. Of course, they have all these roads heading into the Palisades shut down. Makes sense. One of the crazier parts too is like, these beaches are super nice. I feel like nobody's gonna want to come get in this water anytime soon, dude. All the debris is gonna continually go into that water for a long time. Even after it's cleaned up, the beach is still gonna be like pretty gross. I'm seeing every like road to the right that you could hop into or go up the hill is manned by cops. So of course we're not even gonna be trying to do that. This is not going to be a jail vlog. This is just a riding PCH vlog and seeing how it looks vlog. Okay. Word. All right, well, we're gonna try and keep on pushing up PCH just for a bit. Never really occurred to me that there's basically not a shoulder at all going up this road, so it's pretty sketch, I'm not gonna lie. To do on this surron, the e-ride would have been a much better choice for today because it's quicker, but we're making do with what we can today. It looks like you can also go up Sunset. Interesting. Wonder if we'll be able to see anything from that way, but we're gonna stick on this road for now. All right, here's where it's about to get serious. We're just gonna stay right behind this truck for now. Interesting, you can see over there to the left, parts of the gate is broken. A lot of it is like, the wire looks like it's chopped too. That's pretty interesting. Wonder if that's from, it looks more like damage than from fire, but I mean, I don't know. Check that out. Will Rogers State Beach, burned down, still not repaired. Still chugging along. These trucks are actually giving me a perfect pace. We're just going like actually 25 miles an hour, which is perfect. Dude, here's where we're starting to see some, a little bit more damage. Look at that. Crazy. A lot of stuff's already getting torn down. Dude, the destruction companies, or the companies that come and like pick up, you know, debris and stuff, they gotta be caking, man. They gotta be making so much money. I can't even begin to imagine how lucrative that must be for some of these companies right now to come and clean up debris. A lot of buildings look untouched. Getty Villa, untouched. It's like a lot of ways, like that way, checkpointed, can't go up those roads. Up there on top of this mountain is like a bunch of destroyed neighborhoods. That's where a lot of it is just straight up flat and just a lot of burnt trees. I'm gonna be honest, I'm going way further than I thought the damage reached to. I didn't have any conceptualization of how far the fire spread. Watching it on the news and stuff, seeing it here is like, it's kind of putting in perspective how much further up the coast this fire spread to. Didn't really realize it came this far up, and I think we're not even close to as far as it went either. Hey, it is super windy out here. There is some semblance of a shoulder, but honestly, I think we're good behind this truck. It's also giving me a little bit of wind resistance. I'm doing a low-key draft. It's really helping. It's much windier than it probably sounds. I'm telling you, to ride a bike in this traffic, you gotta be a brave soul, man. Especially because it's just open. Like, people are in a rush to use this road to get where they gotta go. All right, so here's Topanga Canyon. If we go right, I don't know, it looks like this road's closed too. We could hit Tuna Canyon Hill Bomb if we can go that way. I can't honestly tell if we can or not. Tuna Canyon, one of the most famous hill bombs, one-way roads in all of LA. Let's go ahead and hit this shoulder. Take a quick gander how we're looking right here. I mean, as you can tell, some of it was burnt, but looks like this little pocket's looking fine. There's a person sitting way over there. Interesting. All right, continuing on. So far, we haven't really seen much, just a lot of burned down trees. A lot of burned shrubbery and trees. Expected to see that. This next leg is where we're gonna start seeing damage to the coast. You can see right there, someone's house made out of wood. Just, if you had a structure over here and it was made out of wood, it just did not stand a chance when these fires were going, man. This is a normal day out here and it's pretty windy. Now magnify these winds by 5 times faster than they'd usually be. I don't know if this cop is stopping for me. I don't think so though. I think he's just pulling out. Tuna Canyon right here. On one hand, this is a beautiful, nice, relaxing day. Perfect day for a ride. It's super nice. Over here on the left, we're gonna cross over at some point. Then we're gonna come back this way. I had to check, make sure I wasn't getting flat. That would be bad. We're pretty far from where we started. So on this other side of this road is where we're gonna be able to check out some of the damage to the best of our abilities. A lot of it's fenced off, but we'll be able to see some of what's going on. Like right here. So stay tuned. We're gonna wrap around, go as far up as we can, and then we're gonna stop at as many of these spots on the way back and just take a look at what happened. See what we can see, you know? Look at that, that's open. I don't know if it's smart to go up there, but it's definitely a route that's open. The speed limit is the only way this is possible, folks. Normally traffic comes down here going 60, 70, 80 miles an hour and faster than that even. Since the traffic is relatively chill, we're able to like, you know, not feel for our lives as we're going down the road. And we got this beautiful right shoulder. Scenery is crazy though, man. Big sweeping mountains. We're gonna have to merge into the road here, so we're gonna have to pull out. Looks like a lot of these homes didn't get hit at all. Not sure if they're all concrete, but most of them look unaffected. All right, we're about to swing around and start going the other way. I don't know how much further we can go up and still see anything interesting. So next chance we get to cross over, I'm gonna take it. And honestly, going back this way on that side is gonna be very challenging because we don't have this big, healthy shoulder that we had to get us here. So we're gonna be doing like a hop in, pop out to try and see what we can see. For crossing this road, I have no idea when the next opportunity is gonna be, so let's just get going. Dang. Yeah, we're gonna slow down and see all this when we come back. That area right there is pretty crazy. All right, looks like we do have an area where we could theoretically make a U-turn, and we have a chance right now. We're taking it. All right, now we're on the side where we can actually see some stuff. Let's actually start creeping against traffic for a second, see how it's looking. Got a burnt down VW. I would assume that there's no risk in the power lines. Look at this, dude. People's houses were all up and down here just a few months ago. I mean, that is just, anytime you see a burnt down car, bro, it is so crazy. It's just such an odd sight. There's something really eerie about this like calming ocean sound and this on the other side of it. It's kind of fascinating. All right, since we're on this side of the road, we're gonna try and creep up a little bit. There's lots of, I picked the wrong day to wear shorts. I don't know if there's ever a day to wear shorts, but this definitely was not the day. Gotta watch out backing up right there. Yeah, I think that goes without saying. One benefit of bringing this bike though is that it's very maneuverable. And all this debris, there's lots of wires. All right, let's creep up a little bit. It's kind of sketch with cars on our right, but we're gonna make do. Lots of signs like contact us to rebuild your home. Let us build your dream home back up. Yeah, it's got to be a lot of money and people having businesses cleaning this stuff out and trying to rebuild people's homes and stuff, you know. Bro, this is crazy. Demolition free estimates. Bunch of bottles right here. That's kind of interesting. Dang, I can hear those guys way up there. You see that? I'm gonna punch in. I don't know if he comes in on the mic, but I can hear them. Yeah, I assume, wow, look at that. The clip, dude, the sidewalk broke. Honestly, it could probably break while I'm standing right here. It all snapped off right there. I'm assuming the house is burned and just like collapsed, and that is crazy. I wonder, like, look at that, how that house right there is like perfectly fine. If your house was fine and everything around you got broken down, would you want to stay here? I feel like I wouldn't. I feel like I'd want to leave. We got CHP just straight up staring me down right here, so we're gonna go ahead and not go any further. Honestly, there may or may not be more to see going up that way further, so we can just take it from here. This is a pretty good idea of what, you know, happened all the way down to the coast though. It's kind of wild that it made it this far. You know, it jumped across the road, it just took some embers and then straight up tore down everything that was down here. These are kegs. I just realized Those are kegs. They say brewery on them. Property's hazardous material removal is complete. That's good for me, I guess. I'm not breathing any hazardous stuff. Straight up rusted down. You know, any structures that were here are just rusted down totally. Probably just useless junk. I'm sure it's recyclable to some extent, but hard to imagine any of it being like truly useful. Look at this, dude. Imagine. Straight off the edge. Crazy, man. What do you guys think? How long is it going to take to clean all this up? Do you think by this time next year it's going to be cleaned out and ready to rebuild? Hard to say. Ugh. Try not to get a flat tire out here. That'd be not the move. Burn down VW. Oof. All right, we gotta stay on this side of this fence. This is probably how it looks even further down there, though. When you think about it, I mean, everything's burned down, dude. It's all just burned. There's no difference in how it's gonna look from here to there. It's just more destroyed stuff. People probably think I'm looking for stuff to take. As they're driving by, they're like, oh yeah, this guy's trying to loot. Imagine still thinking that, well, actually, I don't know. You don't have to be an absolute fool to come and try and loot at this point, now that they've reopened PCH. And I mean, I do have a backpack, but I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not trying to take anything. Then again, I don't know. Maybe it's not that obvious. All right, we're gonna keep on chugging along. These houses could have been cheap, man. They had to have been millions. I can only guess. I mean, this is such prime property, bro. Right here on the beach, like, it's got to be millions of dollars worth of losses just per house. 4, 5, 10. I don't know. How much is a house down here worth? Damn, bro. Oh, this is that Porsche. This is where that Porsche was. I don't know what year this was. It looks like it's definitely a 911. I don't know what year. Crazy. There's still a smell, man. It takes me back to that day I went out to Eden when the fires were still going. I went out there and made that video. It's kind of the same smell. It's like kind of just this toxic. It's very toxic smell. I don't even know how else to describe it. It just smells toxic. Oh wow, bro. Got to be really careful right here. I can actually fall off the edge. This was a house. This was a house that just got burned down, and now it doesn't exist anymore. That's crazy. I mean, I'm sure there was one there too. Wild, dude. I mean, these are all houses all up and down here, as you can see. Some have steps that go straight down to the beach. Imagine how sick that must have been, bro. Wake up, walk down the stairs, you're at this beach. You could actually fall off of this and die. That's also something I want to point out. If you were not paying attention, you could die right there. What's up, bro? Yeah, I'm sure there's been tons of people coming out here looking for anything left to take. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm not saying that is the case, but it wouldn't surprise me if that is the case. I think it's the best way I could put it. Just taking in all these little views. This is probably some of the best we're gonna see before we start pushing back. This little area is mainly swept out. Still so much ash. You could smell the ash. Damn. Dude, look at how this house is built. Like, look at this had to have been a house, like one big house, right? Built on this, whatever this like stone, looks like sandbags, like stone sandbags, basically. Crazy. All right, we got an opening in traffic. Let's go ahead and keep pushing down a little bit, see if we can see anything else. It may actually be like most of what we're gonna check out too. I got 2 hours of parking, so anything I see between now and going a little further up, we're gonna slow down and check up, but that's pretty much it. One of the things that really shocks me is how much damage was done to the ground. Like right here, the ground is like kind of gone. I'm in such a sketch spot, we got to move up a little bit. At least I'm a little bit more visible. I was on the edge of a bend. Dang, look at this, bro. I wonder if someone's tried to walk onto that. That would be the dumbest thing anyone could possibly do. Obviously no one should try that, but I wonder if someone has tried it. There's a pile of stuff with caution tape around it. Another burnt down car. What's the plan with these cars? What do they do with them? Just recycle them for metal? I take it that's probably all that really can be done. No stopping anytime. Well, maybe I should pick up the pace. Look at this right here. This might be our last stop to kind of cut out. I mean, it's all kind of looking the same, really. Like I said, if we keep going up further up the coast, it's going to continue to look like this. Just the remnants of houses. Same thing we saw when we went back to Pasadena after you know, a couple months after the fire. It's just, you know, it's just a bunch of damage and debris. All right, at some point we're gonna have to jump back onto the road. I'm just taking it as slow as I can to do that. Oh, this is thick dirt. I think there might be a cut. We may have to jump back onto the road right here. I don't know. Check this out. Is that a G-Wagon? Looks like it could be an old school G-Wagon. Damn, bro. This is like the craziest shot I think we've seen so far. You can even see the part of the structure there that got to, no, that house is destroyed. The one past it is still standing. Crazy. You still smell that weird, I don't know what to describe the smell as, but definitely smell it. I'm surprised I'm the only one out here. And I don't mean that like joking, like I'm serious. I thought there'd be more people exploring, checking out the debris and the aftermath, but there's really nobody. Oh boy, don't want to get in his way. After this Tesla goes, we're gonna have to charge it up a little bit. I think I can get one more shot. I want to get close to this building right here. I think there's a cutout for us to do it. Sort of. Oh, I gotta be careful right there. Another burnt down car. It's hard to even tell that's what that is. It's kind of crazy. Look at this, dude. Red tape right there, so we're not gonna go past there. I guess theoretically we can go right here though. Wow. It's very surreal being here in person. It's just crazy feeling, seeing this up close. A little tunnel right there that goes through the water. That's kind of neat. Here's that building though. Toast. The one right next to it looks basically untouched. Crazy. I wonder if there's anyone living here still. Like, I don't think I'd want to live here, honestly. Just breathing in toxic crap all day. All right, we gotta charge the traffic for a bit. Wow, bro. That's probably the craziest section we're gonna see for sure. I don't think there's anything else right here that's really worth checking out. Pretty much everything is still standing right here, which is also equally crazy if you think about it. Like, they just happen to not get their houses burned down to the ground. Lucky. Super lucky. I'm gonna pop back out here though. Dude, here's where I used to come. Dude, I used to come here so long ago, bro. I used to come here when I was like 17. I would drive down here and I would just sit on these rocks. Long ago. Riders. It's kind of crazy to see it now. Probably gonna be a while before people really come and do that again. Got another CHP, hopefully not really concerned. Yeah, he didn't care. I don't think anyone out here is really trying to do much. They just, you know, I think they have a ton of police that are just here 24/7. They just have to be here. Certain cutouts look like they're still pretty accessible, like this. I guess in theory, if you wanted to come hang out and just sit on the rocks, you could. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty relaxing still, just like it was before all this really kicked off. It's still like nice to be here. But and honestly, right now, since they just opened BCH, probably the best time to do it. A lot of people I don't think even know that it's open yet, so it's kind of still free reign. Man, yeah, what was it like that night? I came down here before. Yeah, I've kicked it on this beach now that I think about it. I came down this exact same path. Everything looks so different, man. Everything looks so different than the last time I was out here, which is a long time ago. Shout out to the surron, man, getting us through it today. This little light bee, man, the light bee that could. Really does a great job. I guess we could go out here. Why not? Free ride, imagine. Jump in. Not gonna lie, it would be pretty sick, but it's obviously not our agenda today. All right, this is gonna be our last little stop. I think we can maybe check out a little bit more up there, but I don't know, folks. I'm just trying to show you guys as much as possible because I don't know. I assume they're gonna clean this out pretty rapidly, as fast as they can, at least. I don't know. Within the next couple weeks. And this is gonna be the last few parts we can stop at before we just have to start sending it down the road again. See if we can check this little area out. This is probably gonna be our last stop. Property's hazardous removal complete. Pretty much all these stops we've made. This must have been a really nice house, dude. This is the only one we've seen with like a structure that is kind of more intricate, and it no longer exists. Crazy. Look at it from here, dude. Look at this. Is just everything we just came up. We came up from way up where that house is, up on the hill. That's where we That's kind of where we stopped. And we've been coming up the coast slowly since then. Maybe even a little further than that. So, yeah, folks. Here's how it's looking. PCH in May 2025, a few months after all that went down. ADT. Crazy. We saw some views. I don't want to draw too much attention to myself out here. Now we gotta wait for traffic again. I am, like I said, the only person out here looking at stuff. I thought there'd be people at this point like walking around. As you can see, it's not too friendly for walking though. It's basically impossible if you didn't have a lot of ride experience to get up and down this road. It is not for the faint of heart. It may look simple on camera, but trust me, riding PCH is no joke. It's sketch. All right, we still don't have an opening in traffic, crazy as that is. Guess we're gonna keep on waiting. Honestly, you could ride, I mean, I'm not even gonna say that. You cannot ride down here. I was gonna say, in theory, you could jump off of that. It's my crazy BMXer brain at work again. I always think of like stupid things to jump off of. It's like the BMX curse, bro. I just ride around, everywhere I look, I see things you could jump off of into other things and potentially make it or like fail miserably. There's very little in between. Just gonna take it from here. We gotta start moving at some point. The traffic's got us trapped. I'm gonna take it easily. We're stuck. There's a Cybertruck. People are not going 25 miles an hour. Contrary to popular belief. We gotta just merge. That's the first person I've seen. That could be her property. She's probably coming to look at it. I would imagine that a lot of people haven't even been able to come back here since PCH has been closed, even if they live here, you know, to come back and see. Or maybe, actually, I take that back. Of course they have the ability to if they come back, because they could just say like, yeah, this is my address, this is my ID. But like, would they even want to? It's a better question. Do they feel the need to, you know? They already know very likely their house just doesn't exist anymore. I mean, what's the point? Or if they do know, matter of factly, even less of a reason to come back. We got this thing fully painted. It's doing its job, man. Surron Light is doing what it can today. This traffic is moving, bro. It is not fun to be riding this little bike in the traffic when it's actually going. We got to make it back though. We came all the way up here, now we got to go back the other way. That's the less fun part. To get to here, it really looks nice, to be honest. To the left, there's a little bit of, you know, burn marks on the hillside, but to the right, it's looking pretty nice. The only reason we're not seeing people out on the beach is because you can't park right here. This is where people usually park. It's right here on the shoulder. So once I open that back up, it's gonna be, it's probably gonna get crowded back here again, honestly. I would reckon most people don't really care about the fact that the water is probably filled with like toxic residue. Like, most people probably don't care, if we're being completely honest. So once they can park at the beach again, I mean, they're probably gonna be right back up in here. Oh, I wanted to check this out. Oh no, it wasn't here, it was further up. Look, I couldn't tell what had happened to that that gate. Maybe we'll get a chance to see it, I don't know. I think it's at the next parking cutout. We could in theory shoulder it here, but I mean, it's not much benefit to the traffic. It seems to have slowed down a little bit, so we're chilling. I'd love to go like up there, and I could. I know exactly how to get there, except if I got caught up there, I think my run would come to an end of not being messed with by the cops being out here pretty quickly at that. Those areas, as you can see to the left, they still have checkpoints. They're checking ID, like that lady's about to get checked. Hey, is that same guy I saw on that silent electric motorcycle that low-key egoed me at the, I think it is, the guy at the, when we were at the protest in downtown. I was like, yo, is this an electric bike? He's like, didn't make any noise, did it? I was like, yo, okay. I played it cool, but I don't know. I thought he kind of like was being a jerk for no reason. But anyways, this is what I was talking about. Like, did someone drive off the edge there? Or did that happen from fire? You be the judge. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? I can't tell. Like, I honestly can't tell. It looks like, considering that a lot of it is damaged, I would think that it's from fire. Maybe it melted. It started melting and just like falling apart, you know? Because it's kind of screwed up all the way up. We can actually, yeah, I'm like, why am I stopped right here? Take a look at the gate as we go along. You can see it's like very warped all the way through to the end. And then there, it looks like, I don't know if it's got completely removed, but all right, we're almost out of the craziness It's a Tuesday, so people are like working today. A lot of people use this road to commute, so that's why I figured it'd be a pretty sketch to come up this way today. But honestly, we picked the best day. The weekend is going to be insane, and the weekday is our best bet. It's like 2 p.m., so I timed this as best as I can to avoid the nutty traffic on the Surron light beat. Trust me, it's the last thing I want to deal with. But well, there you have it, folks. PCH reopened. This is how it looks over here. This is my first time coming over here, seeing it with my own 2 eyes. Look at that helicopter going low. Bro, that's like out of a movie. That's sick. By the way, my head is looking right, but my eyes are looking straight, just in case you're like, this guy's nuts. He's looking right. Yeah, we still got to get back to Santa Monica, though, so video's not over yet. We got to make it back in one piece, which may or may not be as easy as it sounds. I guess we'll find out. I'm really impressed that they got the lines back up, all the telecommunication lines. I would imagine pretty much all these were ruined back in January. That must have been priority number one, you know. Make sure communication is good. Any lines that were down, and it's a huge danger to have down lines, of course. So yeah, tax money at work. All right, to the right is where the bike path starts. I don't know if we can hop in anywhere right here, but we're going to try to at our next available opportunity and get off of this road. Here's a shot coming this way. We got a much better view of that trailer park that got burned down. See on the left, damage going all the way up the hillside. Just burnt down structures. They haven't even gotten up in there to try and clean it out yet. I think this is gonna be our opportunity to finally get off of, oh man, finally we're off that path. We can go up this way. This is where the initial recovery effort started. Way back when things kicked off in January, this whole strip was all aid. It was all firefighter staging, police officers, this whole thing packed, sheriff, CHP, you name it, National Guard. So I was thinking we were gonna see some National Guard. They're all gone. They were previously blocking this route that we're coming up from being accessible, like the bike path. The road obviously was closed. You couldn't get through the road even if you lived up here. But this whole area was blocked off by National Guard, so you couldn't take the bike path. I assume to stop people from trying to loot. I don't know, you tell me. But looks like it's open now. We still have a bunch of dump trucks. The debris cleanup, as we saw, is nowhere near finished. That's gonna take forever. That's gonna take quite a while to get done, but at some point it's gonna have to be finished, you know. Who knows when. All right, we're gonna have to pop out the bike path from here. We're gonna get a shot of the staging area on the left. Looks like it's still, I don't know if it's being used for like delivering aid to people or what, but it's definitely still shut down. Some type of command center. LAPD mobile command post. As you can see, a bunch of squad cars. No shortage of them. And yeah, that's how it's looking, man. PCH officially reopened 4 days since. Crazy. All right, folks, well, we saw it. We finally checked out some part of it with our own 2 eyes. Obviously, we couldn't get up into the Palisades or anywhere where, you know, a lot of damage had actually occurred like we were able to in Pasadena because, well, I'll just say it on its face. This is a much wealthier area. So, you know, they just have different restrictions over here, much tighter security, and it's also easier for them to secure it because everything's up on a hill, so there's only so many ways you could get up there theoretically. Pasadena is a regular grid-style neighborhood, so there's technically hundreds of ways to get down like any number of streets where it's affected, so just not the same situation. Obviously, the fact that this is a wealthier area also comes into play, in my opinion, but, you know, you be the judge. Should we finish it off with some urban free ride, dude? Just get one little healthy stair bomb? I mean, why not? That's what this bike's made for. Ooh, yes sir. That was a pretty big set. Not bad, nothing for the surron. This thing is basically a downhill mountain bike, 3 times heavier and with a throttle. Anyway, folks, that's gonna wrap it up. We finally saw that today. I've actually been waiting for a while to see what it's like out here, and today we finally did just that. You can do it. Remember, hop over to hicksfam.com. I'm giving away an e-bike similar to the one that I've been riding all day to deliver you this adventure, except much better. A very top of the line e-bike we're giving away. Top link in the description where you can find out more information about that. Otherwise, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Peace.